How to become a social person. Are you not a fan of being the center of attention or being in the middle of a drama? Do you love to spend some time alone, but at the same time you feel like you should blend in more, but you still feel more comfortable being by yourself? Well, this is just for you. If you'd like to know how to become a social person, then keep on watching. Number 1. Chat with strangers. Master talking with people you're not acquainted with so that you can talk to people you really want to get to know later. It takes specialized social skills to come over to chat with a pretty girl at a bar or to go into a group of unknown people and inject yourself into the conversation. Without trying small things first, you might never be an experienced conversationalist. Find your own way for strangers to approach and open your mind to them. You may come up with a variation of a technique. Only asking people about the time went into much more conversations easily, and so you're advising yourself to do the same thing. Talk with a taxi driver, train passengers sitting next to you, or a shop assistant. You should always say something more than hi, or how much does it cost, or thanks. Speak to a person who is making your coffee, waiting for you in a queue, or with a barista. Ask whether there's a bus coming, or tell there's too many people here today. Number 2. Be aware of friendship preferences. In various ways, different people make friends. Some people are only interested in friendships that are very close, while others prefer to have close friends and casual friends. There is also the kind of person that doesn't want to have close friends at all. They only have nice friends and connections, and they trust members of their families. It will take more time for you than casual ones to develop close friendships. Knowing this, you need to pay attention to other people and ask yourself whether they have the time to be a close friend of yours and are prepared for the commitment. That said, you can meet great people, but unless your friendship's interests are compatible, you can't make friends with them. Number 3. Don't get overwhelmed by those who speak too much. Are you familiar with the saying, barking dogs seldom bite? Don't let yourself assume that the only ones who have something very interesting to say are people who talk too much. People who speak loudly and talk a lot have to think of their voices as music that we all have to hear, sadly. Never let yourself believe that people who talk too much have something to say, because it's usually the opposite. Usually, genuinely chatty people are by no means the most fascinating individuals in the world. I'm sure you've got at least as much to say as they do. It's high time for you to believe you're doing that too. Number 4. Set social rituals wisely. You need to be proactive about it and set a few requirements that will make you be more social without worrying too hard about it, so your impulses should not influence you to go socializing. Setting up social rituals is a perfect way to do this. A weekly routine that reminds you to take an hour and catch with people you know, and a monthly ritual that enables you to meet new people. You take an hour to phone, text, or email people you have an active relationship with, or people you just met and want to see again. With your weekly routine, that is nothing more than a reminder on your calendar. At one point, this makes you do it all and enjoy the rest of your week knowing that you're not ignoring people. This also helps you catch up with new people in your life. Number 5. Take the lead. Being positive in social situations, particularly when you are in a group environment, helps you increase your social value. This doesn't mean getting the topic controlled. Rather, it's about making a list of possible topics before the event to brainstorm, organizing the sort of impression you want to leave, and engaging everyone while you're in there in the discussion. The method of facilitation and getting others involved in the conversation is extremely valuable in a business meeting. You can guide the discussion and help to provide a range of point of view, all of which can lead to better choices and more productive meetings. Number 6. Make your social life work by itself. In how you think about friendship, there is a chance that can drastically reduce the effort it takes you to create a social circle. The transition is to switch from concentrating on individual friends to focusing on peer groups. When you meet new friends, introduce them to each other easily and start forming groups. It's a lot better than making hundreds of people who don't know each other to keep up with. It seems like a tiny change, but when you try it, it improves your social life fully. Your social network grows even more rapidly when you have friends who know each other. With others in the party, the individuals you know begin to make plans. They stay in touch with everyone else, so there's no need for you to call everyone and manage everything. Number 7, be a good listener. All of us wants to be seen and heard. Thoughtfully listening to what they have to say is one of the strongest and undervalued ways of communicating with others. By being interested and trying to understand where the other person is coming from, you will practice active listening. When they answer a question, stop interrupting them in the middle of the story or worrying about them. Give your undivided attention and sincere interest instead. Try to ask follow-up questions where they feel natural to show that you're listening carefully to what they're saying. Number 8, don't control yourself all the time. Typically, other individuals are less judgmental than you think. Since they have their own problems, they could really care less. Only enjoy being with individuals without questioning all you're going to say a million times. Just try meditation. For an introvert to do something that appears to be an even more solitary task may sound counterintuitive, but this really helps get you out of your mind. Just sit down, set a 15-minute timer, close your eyes, and breathe slowly into your stomach. As you do this, you will find that your mind will be invaded by a lot of random thoughts. Stuff you probably haven't thought about for years, but that's alright. Just become aware of those thoughts and try letting them pass. Doing this would make your head free of the excessive ideas that permeate your subconscious mind. Instead of filtering your feelings, this will significantly enhance your capacity to be in the moment while talking to others. Number 9, focus on others to keep the conversation going. We appear to start thinking about what we should say and what the other person thinks about us when we get self-conscious. Our adrenaline starts to pump, and it gets difficult to think about it. Turn around with it. Start thinking about the other person. That's who they are? How do they feel? What are they excited about? Let your natural inquisitive grow. When you're interested, in order to keep the discussion going, you can naturally come up with great questions. In other words, focus on the conversation when you're talking to someone. Or if you're entering a room, focus on people in the room. Whenever you realize that you're stuck in your head again, focus on the person you're talking to. If you don't talk to someone, focus on your surroundings. You are allowed to feel worried and anxious. Simply remind yourself that it's okay to feel nervous and go back to focusing outward.